Okay, guys. I was having some major issues, and there's still something going on with the chat. So I don't know. I know there's nobody in the house. Um, we had company, so I apologize for it taking longer than normal. I did change the time. Where's my phone?
Right behind you.
No, not.
Oh, the other one.
Yes, the other one. It's probably out there still, along with my grid book for the property. It's got to be out there somewhere.
Right here.
Grab my grid book, please. Man, I was itchy. Okay. Somebody tried to call me. I don't know who tried to call me, but somebody tried to call me. What else? Let me share this real quick. Try to get this out to some people here. Oh, hopefully we get some people in the house here. If there's not, there's not. But I mean, leave him alone. Boots, no. What the heck? Really? So stupid. Sorry, I'm trying to send this out to people, and then it like disappeared on me. So I'm trying to get people in the house. Boots. And of course, the spray bottle's out there.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because remember, I was using it out there.
Yeah, but you brought it back in here to me, remember?
No, I did not, Scott. I'll guarantee it's out there. There. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to get that out to people. All right. Boots keeps trying to ride cinnamon. That's the reason why I've got the spray bottle. Okay. So, my agenda's all over the place tonight because Amy came out and we're trying to figure some things out. We're going to be helping her out with somebody that needs a place to stay. With everything going on, we're trying to figure out, how we can do all this. There is the possibility that we're going to be going ahead with the Amish cabin. If there's a possibility that Amy will be able to. Oh, that's cool. Help split the cost. So, and I might actually see if
today we're going.
All right. So, oh my goodness. Now, I know what I titled this. Oh, somebody's in the house. It might be Amy. Yeah, there's just a lot of things going on. We're coming right down to it on how can we do this? How can we do this without electricity? How can we do this without the grid? How can we do this on our own? How can we do this with gardening, with natural medicine, with just all naturally, with just homegrown food, with raising our own animals, growing our own food. We're just trying to figure it all out and trying to figure out what we need to do to get to that point. So, I've already come to the conclusion and knowing that at some point in time we're going to be in that position. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So, there's lots of things that have been talked about over this last week on full spectrum survival. Shoot, what are my subscriptions? I'm not going to pull up just one video and just go with it.
This. I just poured a fresh pot of. This is crazy. The lady that I have that I'm about to play before me, right behind me here, is telling people to come at.
Hold on. Yeah, there's just a lot. Full spectrum. He's talking about digital IDs.
The lady that I'm about to play behind me here is telling people to come at her with ice. She says you can call her a tourist. You can call her.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk on the digital. All right, I'm gonna get off from that so I can actually talk. There's a lot of talk on digital IDs. There's a lot of talk on, mask attacks, that kind of thing. Okay, there's that one. I think this is the one I was.
This is crazy. The lady that I have that I'm about to play before me, right behind.
Yeah, this is where he's talking about digital IDs.
Conducting a raid at 1 a.m. in Chicago.
He covers a lot of like the riots and stuff that have been going on. He's been talking
place like World War I,
bringing out a lot of, like I said, the digital IDs and that kind of thing that they're
any bullies or bullied and values independence. Well, I don't think they're valuing much independence in Taiwan, are they?
I can't find reviews because I don't want to play all of these. The chat for some reason is not working, so I don't know why. It's just not. So
this is reported to be 1-year-old bread so full of chemicals and potential poisons to the human body that it doesn't.
Yeah, this is the
go
brand
it never
Nature's
goes
Own
bad.
of
It
bread.
doesn't go bad, folks, because it starts bad. They're putting so many derivatives of really nasty things inside of our food supply, all so that the corporations can continue to increase their profits. And if they increase their profits because the bread never goes stale, the chicken nuggets aren't made of chicken, the French fries have anti-caking agents, anti-molding in the cheese. If nothing can go stale, your body can't do anything with it. Our
Yeah.
bodies are not meant to process what they put into it. This crazy, literally crazy individual says that the smoke needs to be brought to ice. Absolutely scary times out here. For people who still don't know how bad the stock market crash of Friday was.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like the part where he was talking
what
about
they're showing us here is that they're about to crack down across our country. This will send troops into our. You see it somewhere? Engage with us.
All right. Look, he does talk about like the digital IDs and that kind of thing. That
This
one,
is crazy.
that title actually had like the digital IDs and that kind
The
of thing in
President of
it.
the United States of America.
Like I said, I don't want to go through and play all of these. Another thing that he was talking about is the electricity. Your electricity bill, the prices are expected to double on your electric bill within the next few years. I'm honestly thinking it's going to be a lot sooner than that. Think about what you're paying right now and double that. You're paying $300-$400 a month. Try $600 to $800. Right now, we're trying to catch up on ours because we ended up, and now we're paying $508 a month right now. You over $1,000. And instead of me having to give Aaron $64 a week, I'd have to give him $108 or no, $128 a week. So $130 a week instead. So they're trying to make it to where you can't really even live, to where you have to turn to them, and they want to put everybody in tiny little smart apartments so they can control your every move. And that's what it is coming down to in a lot of these places, a lot of these areas that have had wildfires and stuff that have gone through. They are planning on rebuilding. And when they rebuild, that's what they're planning on doing. They're going to be rebuilding these smart complex, these smart homes, tiny smart homes. That's what they're going to be doing. I don't want any part of that. I want to be able to raise and grow my own food. The health of myself, my family, my spiritual health, my mental health, my emotional health. I haven't even been able to watch some of these videos. I don't think. I don't remember if I didn't really go back through and rewatch that. I'm not gonna go through and play their video. Last morning, she's right. Yeah, that's one I actually didn't watch. Let me go down and see if I can find. See what channel is that? Richie from Boston. Okay, he's another one. There we go. Wait, what? Okay, that's it right there. The 2000. The end of the middle class. I wonder if that was his other channel. This sounds weird because of the beginning of his video. This is Richie from Boston. This is where he's talking about the digital IDs. I'm only pulling this up because he goes directly into it, and I don't really have to search for it. This is just his intro. So I'm going to see if I can work with CapCut. Because I did pay for it. Should probably use it, huh?
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 11th. It's October. It's 2025.
So this was 8 days
There's a
ago.
lot of things going on right now. There's so many things that are in effect right now. It's insane. I could probably sit here and just start streaming 24/7, making videos on all the crazy things that just keep occurring over and over and over and over.
This
and
guy's
over
really
again.
down to earth,
But
and
in,
he really tries to stay
listening
on
to a
top
few
of
videos
everything.
recently, I spent about 5 hours on a mountain because today
I apologize, guys.
and
I can't even
wait to eat. To be honest, I have a hard time with it. Just staying busy. You know what I mean? Staying busy enough when you're living out of your vehicle and traveling the United States. I am currently in
I don't like
Louisiana,
the fact that I
exact same
can't type
spot
in the
that
chat.
I was at last year when a subscriber found me and brought me to his church the following day and baptized me. So tomorrow morning, my intent is to go to that church and just because I'm in the area. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? But remember what I explained to you about fifth generation warfare? It's warfare where our own government or the Illuminati, I'm just going to call them that because that's what it is. I'm sick of people saying, I don't want to get into the tinfoil hat range. I don't want to get into the conspiracy theory. We are living in a non-stop, never-ending, 24/7 conspiracy right now. And the end goal will be very clear by the end of this video. But fifth generation warfare is when you don't want people to know you're at war. So there's no warplanes, there's no drones bombing, there's no troops on the ground. Instead, we just have non-stop, never-ending events. Factory explosions, plant explosions, explosions. And Broken Reality did me a huge solid and made a list of all the events that have happened since the beginning of January 2025, when Trump and the tech brothers took over the United States government.
It's not okay
Right out in the open. A
didn't
bunch
eat
of
great this
billionaires took over
afternoon.
the United States, and they're not even hiding it whatsoever at all. But before
I apologize, guys, if it seems a little boring. I haven't gotten into the bulk of what we're going to talk about.
blockers on all my cameras, you know what I'm saying? But here's the funny thing. I recently replaced this one, and this happened again. So check this out, because this is creepy. So I have a camera blocker, a webcam privacy device on my laptop, and I put it on about 3 weeks ago, and it's already burned right through the privacy cover. It's already burned right through that. I mean, how crazy is that? I've shown you that before, but I mean, dude, look at that. So they've got countermeasures, built into your devices that literally will just burn through or get around one way or the other.
So they're trying to take away your privacy and
explain to you during COVID lockdowns exactly what fifth generation
trying
warfare
to
is.
keep your privacy on your webcams and your computers.
Things and blowing things up and blaming them on natural catastrophes. But the problem with that entire story is since 2025 has begun, the natural catastrophes are getting a little bit out of hand because it takes weeks to compile them. And then look at this.
Okay.
I'm not going to run through all of them right this second, but again, broken.
Okay, this video is like, I will actually like the video.
giving live, fresh info for all of these false flag events to see what we say, what I say, what you say in the comment section. You really, 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 really need to get this through your head. For the last 15 years, you've been watching me and considering it conspiracy entertainment. But guess what? It ain't coming anymore. It's here. It's happening right now. It's
Mhm.
happening in every country all at the same time.
It is.
They're
It's all.
just
It's
gonna use
happening
the
right now.
Explorer 2 and an illegal alien false
That's why
flag
we
event
need to be
force
prepared.
everybody to get a digital ID because they're already stealing all the money and we ain't never going to get it back.
Nope.
You need to hit your knees and you need to really understand this. It's either you're going to give up your entire soul for convenience of the digital dollar system, the digital ID, or you're going to stand your ground. Period.
Okay, so that's what it's going to come down to. The digital ID. It's not going to be just a thing of, oh well, we have to have that to buy food. We have to have that to do this. We have to have. What shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world but lose his own soul? Because that digital ID is exactly what's going to lead into taking the mark of the beast. We're heading there. The digital ID, they will control you. They're literally heading our country into us having a social score. And if you don't meet that social score, they will exclude you. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to walk into a store. What are you going to do? How are you going to live? Now, see, even with us, you got to be able to pay property taxes. One of the reasons why we need to get on top of it to where the taxes are paid years up. It's one of the reasons why I want to get into painting and get some paintings sold from art gallery. So we have money to pay up the property taxes for years down the road. For at least 10 years. Which we're looking at $20,000, $20,000, $30,000. Why? Why do I want to do that? Because then they can't come in and take the property away from us. What happens if we can't work? We can't pay the property taxes. We're still behind. Not horribly, but we need our jobs. So I'm going to have to get my resources together and hopefully be able to get some bigger paintings done. And instead of putting all of that back into the property, well, into the homestead, I'll put it into the property by us paying up on property taxes. So we have our property. Now, this is where I'm going to come down to the title of the video. Because I'm not going to waste a bunch of time on going into... And again, guys, I apologize. This has been kind of weird. I can't even type in the chat to say hi to anybody or whatever. I'm not going to go into covering things that we talked about in the last one. I don't want the lives to be like that. I want to be able to start covering different aspects of this. What is Faith First Farm and Homestead going to do? Well, we're finally going to have some help. So, we are going to build everything up like we were planning on. Very possible that we're going to end up doing the Amish cabin. No, because we do that, it's going to be not for us. It's going to be for a friend's family. Because she's in a situation and I want to help her out. And yes, I am tired. I really am. I need something else to drink. No. I might. All right. Well, so what I'm going to do right now, I want something to drink. So I'm actually going to make myself an apple cider vinegar drink. What is that, you say? I know I've apple cider vinegar drinks. What I use, my cup. People keep like popping on and off. You should get on and follow the live on your phone.
With him sitting right next to you.
The only reason
No,
I say
true.
that is because you
Yeah.
can put it on the thing that there was somebody watching. And if you got on there and liked it and actually shared it, share it with like people you have on your Facebook and Messenger and stuff. You might get more people watching. All right, I use warm water. Where you guys are going to learn a little bit. Now, Doug and Stacy do this on their channel all the time. They actually have people watching. And I know, I'm sorry if they're boring, you guys. But some things you just have to talk about. And I haven't done these lives very long, and I'm just, getting into it. And I gotta get more honey tomorrow. My honey's almost gone. Yeah, I have got to stock up on honey because that's not a good thing. And this is Michigan Bee Company. It's literally made in Michigan since 1922. Our pure creamy honey is carefully blended in small batches with pure raw honey that is never filtered and only minimally heated. So go ahead, grab a crisp Michigan apple and take a dip, or perhaps spread this creamy goodness over a warm slice of your favorite bread with a cup of tea. You decide. It's all good. From our hives to your table, John Ebers, 4th generation beekeeper. Pure raw honey. That's the honey I buy. And I've taken Doug and Stacy's word of advice and stopped buying Bragg's apple cider vinegar because of who bought it, for one. This is the only one I have, and it's a little one I bought before all that. So I use my pure honey, my apple cider vinegar, which I'm just going to finish that bottle. I'm going to make it a little bit more tart, but it's okay. I still haven't gotten those jars.
This feels weird.
Why?
Because I'm watching me watching you.
That's funny. like dissolved. Now here comes the fun part. Turmeric. Great for inflammation. Turmeric has so many health benefits. You know what? I'm gonna get my book. And yes, I am gonna grow that I'm gonna attempt to grow that in our greenhouse. Ginger and turmeric. I do have to get some more. And I'm gonna start buying 5-pound bags of ginger and ground ginger and turmeric. Just because of the fact that we got and then I use some ground cloves in it because cloves is good for your teeth. And mine right now need all the help they can get. I do need to get some more coconut oil. I almost put that up there. And it's empty. And then I do the cayenne pepper because cayenne pepper is also great for inflammation. It's great for sinus infections. Any sinus issue you have, it's great for. I just use a little bit. I can't use a whole lot because, yeah, I can't do a whole lot of that all at once. Plus, you don't want to do a whole lot of cayenne pepper because if you did that a lot, like and all the time, it actually would not be good on your stomach to do that. Excuse me. And then I just stir it up. Get my little whisk out. I still have to find something, an off-grid appliance that'll replace my mixer. Meow. Whisks work to a certain extent. Have an egg beater, it doesn't work the way my mother's used to. I need to try to find one like my mom's. Right. I usually get a whisk and whisk it up. Shot. Rinse this out. Take care of this. A lot of things. Okay, like for something this simple, all right, you're gonna want apple cider vinegar stocked up. You can make it, but you have to have access to apples. We have an apple tree that did not produce this year. It started to, but ended up not producing because of, first of all, Japanese beetles, which I was not happy about. And then secondly, whoa. Because, well, that was the main reason. Japanese beetles, and then it just did not do well after that. All right. This is great for infections, inflammation. This is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. Helps with a lot of things. Ooh. A little bit. Okay. All right, so the property out behind the barn. So we're still going to do the goats and give them grazing out behind that old coop. Well, which will be their new goat barn. I've shown this on videos in the past. You can't even really see it. I can't see it. All right. All right. Well, we wouldn't be building. Personally, I don't feel like there's time. The lofts in the Amish cabin, we can set up basically, the same with 8. If we'd go with a 14 by 60, 14 foot by 60 foot, 14 foot wide by 60 feet long cabin, 1 8-foot loft on both ends. Keeps fluctuating. We can easily put a queen size bed up in both lofts, okay, with a metal bed frame. Now, we could do the bed frame, or we could just put the mattresses on the floor and do the 14-inch mattresses, which is going to be comfortable. Now, if we are able to do the bed frames up there, it's going to depend on like how close it is to the ceiling, We're able to do the bed frames, then it'll give us storage under the bed. Now, I am going to check and see if they still offer the 2-foot lofts coming from the sides, coming out from the side, for extra storage space. Stuff that me and Amy have to talk about, the future setting, But that would be the house. I would definitely have it set up with the electrical package. And then we could build a shed, probably pretty easily with pallets. And use that shed for the solar battery bank. Because what we're going to do is we're going to collect up on what we need with the solar panels, the solar battery bank, and then start hooking up to solar. The Amish cabin. We'll put a second greenhouse out there. Even if I have to spend like $200 and some, I might go ahead and just save back the money for like, I'm bouncing between like I'm gonna have to drive around tomorrow and see if I can find some pallets. See how easy it is to find some pallets. If I can find pallets easy enough, we'll build our greenhouse. That's what I want to do to begin with. Because it's gonna be cheaper. For one, we'll save money. For two, it'll be more along the lines of, hey, we're making do with what we have and what we can get, instead of, oh, well, we gotta buy. That's not what this is about. I want this to be teaching moments of showing you guys that doesn't matter if you have a lot of money or not, you can still do this. Okay? You can still do this. Even if you don't have a lot of money. Pardon our kitty that's in heat. That's why she's meowing like that. Okay, anyway. So, I'm probably going to put a greenhouse out there as well. And we'll still build an an outdoor kitchen. Which I'll have to buy a wood cook stove for. Actually, no, I might be able to build that one. The video that I found. I like that. Teaching moment. Cheaper than spending $3,000 that we don't have. The outdoor kitchen. Actually, the outdoor kitchen, I think part of that, I think what I'll do is I'll make part. What was upstairs? Oh yeah, that was the laundry area. Now, the one thing we're not going to be able to really do very well in that Amish cabin is a pantry. But we could build it into the outdoor kitchen. No, actually, we could probably do it. We will need a wood cook stove in the Amish cabin. Just trying to figure some stuff out, guys. I apologize. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out Family Farm and Home and check out their wood or their wood stoves, because they do sell ones that can double as a cook stove, as a wood cook stove. They're playing around in the bags out there. Yeah. I was thinking about the laundry area, because we'll put clothesline out there, and I mean, I could on the outdoor kitchen actually set up, like build on a laundry area, kind of separate, but in the same building with the outdoor kitchen, where, you know, we had a laundry room off from that, and we could do our laundry. We will need the smokehouse, as much wood storage area as possible. I will collect up on cement cinder blocks for an off-grid outdoor stove. We will have to have a lot of garden space. I mean, a lot of garden space. Because there is a big possibility that we're gonna have like probably 13 people to help survive once grids go down. So I think I'm gonna go back to this and really focus on working this out. It's gonna be too difficult to try to get the pallets and stuff to try to build it ourselves. I'm going to work on getting pallets for a greenhouse. And we'll go from there. Now, what we could probably try to do is get pallets for the inside of the Amish built cabin and use that for like the walls and stuff. But we'll have to find stuff to use for insulation without using toxic materials. So I'm going to do what I can to get us the money that we need. Oh, you got off tonight, huh?
It's
Get us the money that we need to get taxes paid up for like 10 years, 5 to 10 years. So we don't have to worry about it. Because, I mean, that would make us one of the families, one of the few families that would not have to worry about losing our home and our property. And that's going to be really, 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 really important. So food. When it comes down to food, what do you think it's going to take for, I'm just going to say, a family of 13 people, possibly plus, because there could be children involved, and grids down, you're not going to have to worry about protective services or anything like that. Because power grids are down, they're going to be worried about themselves and their own family. If they survive. Because remember, it's the statistics given is 9 out of every 10 people in America within a year will die after the power grids go down. That is if you don't know how to survive. You have to learn how to make it without that electricity. How do you get water? How do you grow and raise your own food? How do you get your food? Are you going to be dependent on the store for it? Or are you going to learn how to do it yourself? It is possible. Gardening, obviously. I have a ton of food written down. As a matter of fact, our orchard, which I definitely will go with everything I have written down, which is going to take money. It will definitely take money. And I'm praying that we'll be able to get these even like by next spring. Apples, pears, peaches, sweet cherries. I want more of the Royal Land cherries, nectarines, plums, tart cherries, and apricots. Now, I'm going to put the plums and the apricots together because there are such a thing as plumcots. I might actually be able to get those trees. So that would actually be cool. And that would actually give us 10 fruit trees. 10 different kinds. What I really would like to do is be able to get 10 of each tree. I'm going to aim for 5 of each one. Okay? Because 10 at $40 a piece, that's $40 or $40. I wish. That's $400 for just one kind or one of each kind. Now, I would do that. I would take $400 and get one of each kind of tree. Or, if they had the 9 different ones, that's $360. I would absolutely do that. Absolutely. $360 down. Definitely. Now, fruit bushes, blackberries, black raspberries, red raspberries, fall gold, if I can get them to grow, royal purple raspberries, blueberries, pink lemonade blueberries, and I can get those. I'm not going to do the goji berries. Gooseberries, boysenberries, and I'm not going to do the aronia berries. So, blackberry, black raspberry, red raspberry, fall gold raspberry, royal purple raspberry. That's 5 different raspberries. Blueberries, pink lemonade blueberries, gooseberries, boysenberry, and white alpine strawberry. I think I'm going to put them in a different spot. So, 10. There's still 10 different fruit bush. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. The Nanking cherry. We're gonna have our strawberry beds in different places. I have to actually like create a strawberry patch garden area for the strawberries. I want to do lasagna gardening for that. We actually have to get it to where we're able to deal with the runners so they don't choke each other out. I have to make it to where we're able to give those plants away or sell those plants or whatever, barter after grids go down. So it's going to be a big, huge thing. Rhubarb is another thing. I want us to have a nice big rhubarb patch. And as far as after grids go down, okay, now it's like, okay, well, how are we going to have the time to take care of all of this stuff, to do all this stuff, and have to work? Okay, yeah, now that's a problem. I agree, that is a problem. But I'm going to talk to Amy, and her and I are going to work things out to where, we can pool together and do this stuff and help each other out. So, plus there's also the trailer, which there's a possibility that I might just add on to that as well. Because there is a big possibility of Andrew coming out here. So, or coming up here. And I'm really, really, really praying we can get him up here. But yeah, he'll help out too. So, that would be the orchard. All of those trees that I talked about, fruit bushes. If we're able to get one of each tree, again, that's $360 with what I have written down right now. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, jeez. Oof. You have your apple trees. You can easily make apple cider vinegar. You have a nice, cool place to store it. It'll keep. Get your gallon jars. You'll have gallons of apple cider vinegar. Homemade apple cider vinegar. Which, it's also good to have, like the apple cider vinegar like that you can buy from the store right now. Just don't get the Bragg's because that's not the way it used to be. I buy I think it's True Goodness or something like that. Oh my goodness, my nose. Well, what are you doing?
I have to change my socks. They're wet.
Why don't you do that earlier?
Because I had
Yeah, sorry guys. So hungry. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh. So yeah, $360 will get us one of each of our trees. I can get a list going of each one of the trees. Like, well, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get what I wanted to get this fall because for some reason they didn't have Brayburn apples at Family Farm at home in the spring. I'm going to go and see if they have any left tomorrow. If they do, I'm coming home with trees. At least 2. I would definitely want the Brayburn apple and the Bartlett pear tree because they don't need a pollinator. I'd like to try the Red Haven peach. Sweet cherry, the dark red sweet cherry, I would love to get the black Tartarian. I have 2 of the Royal Land cherry trees. I want to get another nectarine tree. I'm also going to get mosquito netting and put it over my trees to keep the Japanese beetles off from them because they were bad this year. I mean, bad. However, I did finally find out. Didn't find out soon enough, unfortunately. But I'm going to get a 5-gallon bucket for each one of the fruit trees. Each and every one in each and every garden. That's going to be a lot of buckets, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. Hot water and dish soap. Stupid as it sounds, hot water and dish soap, you put it underneath every single one of your trees and in every one of your garden areas, and it will literally draw them stupid things into it. And it will kill them. I really wish I would have found that out before. Might not have lost our apples. Anyway. So, I'm going to make sure I have one for every single one of the trees that we have. But I want to get another nectarine tree. We're going to move the compost pile. We have a plum tree. I'm going to get more plum trees. The tart cherry. I do want to get some Stella cherry trees. So I'm probably going to get those. That's more sweet cherry. So that'll give us... kind of want to get 2 of each one. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to save up $720 at least. Let me do the math here real quick. If I aimed to get all of our fruit trees by spring, if we stuck with this right here, which is 9 different ones at $40 a piece. 9 times 10, that's $90. No, $90. I wish they were $10 a piece. 10 trees, 10 times 40, that's $400. 400 times 9, that's $3,600. I think. Yes, that's $3,600. You know what? That might not be that hard to do. November, December, January, February, March, April, May. I go 7 months. 7 divided into 36, which doesn't really go very well. I can't think right now. Get now. What are you doing? 7 into 10 goes once. 7 into 30 goes 4 times. 7 into 20 goes twice. 14. 7 into 60. 7 56. Okay. Basically just rounded up to $515 a month in between now for the next 7 months, starting in November. Excuse me. So $515 divided by, let's say Amy was able to help out with that. That's just a per se, if she was. 3 into 5. So that's a month. $515 a month over 7 months. And 21 goes 7. 3 into 5 goes once. 3 into 20 goes 6. 18. And that's a repeater. So $172 a month. And 3 paychecks. 2 paychecks would be two into 5 goes twice. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out on how. Sorry.
I had to put my boots on because my shoes were sopping wet.
2 into 15 goes 7. Basically $260 a month. 260 divided by 8. 8 into 26. That's between me and Scott. Sorry, guys. Trying to figure this out. I know, this is kind of a boring live, really. I apologize for that. Not trying to make it boring. About $33 a paycheck. Yeah, it'd be $33 a paycheck. Yeah, $33. Okay. But okay. Point being, $33 a paycheck starting in November. I mean, if I started before that, we could get them by the end of April. Now, if I pulled out $66, okay, I wouldn't do 66. I'd have to do like 67 because no, not doing that. But if I was able to pull out $33 a paycheck or $34 a paycheck of me and Scott's paycheck starting this next week and put it aside for the fruit trees, we could literally have our orchard next spring. I could go and I could buy all of the trees that we needed. And yes, I mean all of them. $10 of each one. 9 different. Okay, I hope Boots and Cinnamon are not out there. Because I literally had just heard her. Yeah, 10 of each. Apple, pear, peach, sweet cherry, the Royal Land cherries, the nectarines, the plums, the tart cherries, and the apricots.
Everything's good.
Now, good. With the sweet cherries, we have 2 already, so we'd only have to buy 8 of them. It's okay. Still minus $80 off from that. Okay. See how this is? See what I'm saying? We have 2 cherry trees with 1 good peach tree. So that's another $40 to minus off. So that's $120 that we get to minus off. The apple tree, I don't know yet. Yeah. You know, and if I made a couple Brayburn apple trees, then that's 2 more we can minus off. And I'm not even going to count it like, okay, if I spend $20 some on each tree, okay, I'll write it down.
Quiet.
Okay? Please stop. I'll write it down and it'll count, but it'll still be $80 off from in the spring, off from what we have to save. You know what I mean? And again, we have 1 good peach tree, so that's $120 off from what we have to save. But that'll give us our orchards. Missed.
I know, but I scared him. Him.
Dang it, Boots. Really?
You're missing. You're
I don't think you're going to do any better.
You're getting poor all wet.
They probably ran past that spot. Get him out there.
I'm trying.
All right. Anyway, that's beside the point. Again, we're like an hour into this, and I feel like we haven't discussed anything at all. Except for, hey, power grids could go down. What are you going to do? Boots! You might have to put him in that bed, in that room.
All right.
Because he's being a butthole.
Come here.
I think Cinnamon's going into heat again, and we're trying to keep from getting any more Cinnababies. Anyway. But yeah. You know, Faith vs. Farm and Homestead, that would give us our orchard. And I'm really going to dig in and really work out what we need to work out for our farm, for our homestead, because this here is going to be a respite for our family. Which is going to include, after power grids go down, at least 13 people. Maybe more.
Oh, honey.
So, there's a possibility Christian could end up out here. I don't know. Alright. Sorry. Now, blackberries and black raspberries we can get from out here. I'm going to check around and see if we have any red raspberry bushes out here. And we'll get the canes from there. I'm going to have to get my butt out there and start cutting canes. I've got to cut elderberry. I've got to cut blackberry. I've got to cut black raspberry. 10 of each one. Now, the elderberry, probably going to have to do more than that because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 of them suckers, but I got to have the jugs, and we have the jugs out there, so that'll work. Actually, probably more than that. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31! I mean, I could probably do 30 and it'd be good. Because that'll put a medicinal garden out there. Because I'm going to kind of consider that part Andrew's part. Because I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to deal with the trailer as well. And make that his area. But we're going to privacy fence around it. Because of his dogs. And I'm not going to go into that one. There's a reason. Compost piles are going to have to be everywhere. Everywhere. Because we've got to put all our food scraps back into the soil. There might be another outdoor kitchen out there. Maybe. I don't know about that. I might just go with the off-grid stove that's out there and call it good. There will be a garden out there. Strawberry beds. Probably asparagus, rhubarb, medicinal garden, elderberry. The orchard will be out there. Part of it. I might actually just try to put half out there and half it up there. We'll see. Or split it. A third. I don't know. Something like that. 3 doesn't go into 10. But I could. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not going to worry about it. Again, we're like an hour into this and haven't really covered a whole lot. At least it doesn't feel like it to me. All right. We're definitely doing dairy goats. Our goat barn is definitely going to be the old chicken coop. We need cattle panel and just a post to put that in. Or I might find a way to attach it to the posts that are there, which is possible. And then anchor the whole thing to the ground around the perimeter. We've got to check that. We've got to make a new gate area. That's got to be cemented in because goats are escape artists. I will have to get the I will also have to work out the garden areas for the animals because we've got to be able to grow our food for the animals. So kind of in between, I'm going to have to make sure that there's a garden with stuff for the goats and a garden for the birds because I also still want to get our turkeys and guineas and ducks, maybe geese, our meat chickens. I've got to figure out a processing area for that. If Andrew's up here, he can help us with that. Feeder pigs, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have the room. We don't have a lot of space. And if we do the Amish cabin, we're cutting ourselves on a lot of space for animals. We don't have a lot of acreage. I wish we did. I really do. But we don't. So we'll have to deal with what we've got, With the goats, it'll give us our dairy. Chickens, guineas, meat chickens, our ducks, turkeys, geese, and I don't know. I might do some feeder pigs. I don't know. One pig can have a lot of piggies. So I mean, maybe if I can get, our family situation of, the money end of it better, I can come up with the materials, for the fencing and that kind of thing. And maybe we can go ahead and do a few feeder pigs. We also have to have a way to put up the meat. I am still going to build a smokehouse. Absolutely going to build a smokehouse. We'll have to do corn beds. We will definitely have to have all our beds. Wow. All our herb beds. Several strawberry beds. Several rhubarb beds. And then our main garden beds. So, and that's going to literally include everything from tomatoes to lettuce to garlic to peppers to you name it. Yeah. I started to regrid this out several times. I actually really do like this from what I did out there. I do still want to do a fire pit out there. I would love to do a duck house out there and a pond like I was talking. So that means that would give us our duck house, our ducks, our chickens, our guineas, our turkeys, rabbits, and quail. We get the garden center cleaned out, I can probably put them in there. Because Aaron wants to put his car in the garage. There's not going to be room in there. I didn't really want to put them in the garage anyway, so. I mean, it's going to be money. It's going to be time. But, okay. We're talking about all the food and all the growing and, like, seeds. We got to stock up on seeds. We've got to stock up on things like white vinegar and apple cider vinegar and baking soda and turmeric. Okay, and then in the greenhouse, what are we going to have in the greenhouse? Lemon trees, hopefully ruby red grapefruit, blood orange. I've got to get out there tomorrow and check and see if those plants are dead. I hope not. Because I'll start from scratch if they are. That'll really suck. I'm hoping I can get a couple pomegranate trees, coffee trees, cacao trees. Kind of line one of the greenhouses with that, stuff that it will be doing for the farm stand itself. All of that stuff is probably going to end up getting used or used for barter items. And for the farm stand, grids go down. I might just make that a barter stand. Like a barter market. So, we have options here, okay? And this is what I'm really, really, really looking at and hoping to be able to do for us, Faith First Farm and Homestead. But not just for us, to be able to reach out to the community as well. Even if we do end up with 13 people out here. The more that are out here, the more help we'll have too. So, because it is going to take a lot of work. But it's going to be the only way we're going to be able to survive once grids go down. I've already talked about the water. I'm going to start getting rainwater barrels, rainwater collection barrels. The life water. We have to be able to filter water. And God's got this. Am I worried about it? Sometimes. God's got this. He knows what he's doing. And I am to keep my eyes on him and move forward with full-blown Faith First Farm and Homestead. So, I know that people have been kind of in and out. I apologize if it's been boring more than halfway through it. I've been trying to get some things figured out. I didn't have a lot of time to work on it. Again, I apologize for that. Next week's live, I think I'm going to hone in on more of like gardening or working on making something, showing how to make different things for survival, healthier survival, healthy living, that kind of thing. Because when it comes down to it, you really have to stop and think you're going to have to make literally everything. Because right now, none of us have the money to stock up on every single thing that we would need, that we use on a daily basis, that we buy from the store. Think 5 years. 5 years. Right now, I'm looking at 5 years worth of my blood pressure supplements. Okay. If I go with the 180 count bottle, then I need to buy 12 instead of I would need to buy 18 of those. It's about $30 a piece. Well, 35, about $40. So, I'm looking at, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start buying. I'm going to get one. I don't know if I'm going to do every paycheck, but I think every paycheck I'm going to get something of the supplements and things like that we need, like my high blood pressure stuff. To where between now and the time the grids go down, I have what I need. And Amy's working on stocking up on stuff that they're going to need. I am going to work on stocking up on things like rice and flour and dry beans and seeds. Seeds are a huge thing. Absolutely huge. You need your flour, you need your salt, you need your baking soda, and I'm going to start stocking up on bags of cream of tartar, arrowroot powder, and baking soda, so I can make my own baking powder. Arrowroot powder, baking soda, and cream of tartar. I don't know what I was thinking. Ingredients for the baking powder. And then 5-pound bags of the turmeric. Ground turmeric. 5-pound bags of ground ginger. That's something else I'm going to be growing. I'm going to work on trying to grow in the greenhouses. Will I be able to? We'll see.
I need to get out.
Now, my aim for the greenhouses is going to be the heated compost beds. Raised beds. Am I going to be able to do it? I don't know. I haven't tried it. I don't know how it works, really. Okay, I kind of know how it works. I haven't done it myself. So, I don't know, the ins and outs of it yet. But we're going to work on that one. This winter, I get my greenhouse. I may go ahead and use propane for the greenhouse. And then work on getting those beds up. And work with them, so I know. Don't turn that water on in there. Okay. Because if you do, it's going to shoot up and over. And okay. Yeah, we had to replace the sink in the bathroom. So anyway, that's just a little bit of what we got going on. But we are going to do this. We have a lot to stock up on, but we're going to do it. So, and I'm going to work on getting a computer, a desktop, so we can get an online job, so we got more money coming in. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this, you guys. It's an hour and 25 minutes in. I apologize for it being like I don't really feel like we've covered much. We've kind of discussed some of the same things we did last week. Next week is not going to be the same, I promise. Tomorrow I do have a lot to do. I've got to do my sugar beets. I've got to do the squash. I've got to do the pumpkin. Yes, I've got to get out to the garden. And I also want to do videos on making the soap and working on making the candles. It's all in one day. I'm going to have to make sure I can get up early enough. That's going to be fun because I'm not used to getting up early. But I'm going to have to. I think like I'm really going to hone in on, certain things like gardening or, and, just like that aspect of it. And maybe even I'll get a list compiled together of things that need to be stockpiled before grids go down. To kind of give you guys a running, this is what, you need to really focus on. Because this one I feel like was all over the place tonight. So anyway, I apologize for that and for not really being ready. But kind of just getting started with the lives, and this one kind of sucked. Last one was decent. This one sucked. At least I think it did. But yeah, next week we're gonna really hone in on like more of a running list of things to get together for grids down. And I'm gonna really try to work this week on our farm stand stuff. Really? And what? Yeah. And what, we're going to be doing with that and getting together for it. But I am going to go ahead and end this. And again, I apologize for being all over the place and me not really being ready. But I had a friend out that hadn't been out here for 5 years. So she's a cat. She's going to do that.
She doesn't need to do it against the window.
Leave her alone. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be more focused next week, so I will see you guys in the next one. Definitely going to be doing some videos tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot going on. But I will see you guys in the next video, and check your subscriptions, you guys. Keep track of that because, as we've said before, YouTube will unsubscribe people. So keep your eyes open on that, and do your research, do your preps, do your chores, do your research, have some fun. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, you guys. Getting some sleep, and try to do what you can to get ready. See you guys in the next one, guys.